Hi, everybody. My name is Steve Scott, and if you have been watching our YouTube channel for some time, it's Welcome Matt Steve Scott, and it's on our YouTube channel. We have over 2,000 of you and growing subscribers. Please pass this video on if you get it and send it to others because we want more people to subscribe. Also, if you've been to our website, welcome at judoclub.com, welcome at trainingcenter.com, Shingitai Jujitsu.info, or freestylejudo.org, or freestylejudo.info. These are all websites that I'm affiliated with, and there's a lot of my content on there as well. I've finally figured out how to use this webcam. I may be like a black belt in judo and jiu-jitsu, but I'm certainly a white belt when it comes to technology, and especially computers and everything else. I'm not on Facebook. Please don't try to reach me on Facebook. There are a lot of reasons for it, but I fundamentally don't like Facebook. So, that's it. If you do, great for you. It's a wonderful tool for a lot of people. It's also a place for a lot of trolls to go. So that's just my personal opinion. What I'm going to be doing from time to time is, sorry to go off on that rant on Facebook, but I guess just the way I believe. But we are going to, or I'm going to be doing a number of these videos from time to time, just for coaching. I'm a coach. That's what I do. I don't get rich or famous doing this stuff. I'm not trying to be rich or famous doing this stuff. When I advertise something, one of my books or videos or something else, or one of my friends' books or videos, I'm certainly not doing it to enrich myself financially, although I'm totally for a free market economy, so don't get me wrong. Buy them, please. I could use the money. But at the same time, I've started writing books quite a number of years ago and things like this and videos for teaching people. That's what I do. And I honestly believe from the time I was a young guy, my first sensei, Jerry Sweat, told me I have a gift for teaching. And I've tried to develop that gift. I believe the one thing I do well. I'm not trying to brag. It's just we all have gifts in life, and I think that's one thing I do. I have a mind that can parse things out and be analytical, and also synthesize them back into some coherent fashion. So we're going to use this video format in addition to our YouTube. And if you see this on YouTube, great. I will also be sending this out to a number of the people that get my emails on my online coaching program. I'm currently calling it the Kaizen coaching program. If you want to do it, it's free. I send about 1 or 2 emails out a month to a number of people. I think I have right now about 75 people in about 23 states getting this. And it's serious subjects. We talk about a variety of subjects, and that's one of the reasons I'm developing this email or this video here. So it's part of the Kaizen series of teaching, but it's also, I'm going to make it available on our YouTube channel as well. I will ramble on, as you probably figured out by now. When the thought comes to me, I will try to cogently explain it, but I will discuss, something for you. This first video is I'm going to shamelessly plug some of the books. Like I said, these are coaching tools. I use these to help teach more people. I've been coaching. I started for quite a number of years, over 40 years. I've been coaching. I started the Welcome Mat Judo Club, which became the Welcome Mat Sombo Club. It was also Jujitsu, and we've branched off into sumo, submission grappling, sport jujitsu, self-defense. We have a number of our clubs here in the Kansas City metro area, as well as in the Denver area, and in western Missouri, central Missouri, that a number of my students started their own dojos and clubs and gyms from starting with me. And a number of people have trained with me and have their own dojos that aren't aligned or affiliated with me, and that's good for them. But I started that in 1969 when I was a high school kid. I was a senior in high school, and I, quite frankly, was a terrible coach. But my, at the time, coach, Ken Regeneter, my jiu-jitsu coach and judo coach, loaned me a 10 by 10 mat. I went to a community center locally, the Marlboro Community Center in South Kansas City. I convinced the lady who was the director that they needed a judo and jiu-jitsu club. And she said, basically, I said, my friends and I, had about 4 or 5 of us lived near me. We like to train together. We were training in each other's basements. This is my basement, by the way. The background you see often in these videos, this is my workout room. This is my weight room. I have a complete weight room. It is, you see the power rack behind me. You see a painting by Gene Smith behind that power rack. Very talented, one of my black belts, very talented artist, Gene Smith. But anyway, back to the main subject here. I started coaching, and I was a terrible coach. I learned as I went along and made a lot of mistakes, and we all do. I was enthusiastic about it. I was still competing. I was still training myself, under my coach's tutelage. But at the same time, I was still very interested in becoming a teacher. It seemed a natural thing for me to do. Over the years, I was able to travel the world, do a lot of things. I was very fortunate. I met my wife Becky at a judo tournament. We hit it off, and we've for the last 40 years we've been married, and we've lived the life of kind of judo, jujitsu, sambo vagabonds. We always came back to Kansas City. We always came back here. This is our home. These are our roots. And Welcome Mat has stayed a strong club since 1969. And here, this is being taped in August of 2015. So we have a very strong program, and I'm very proud of the young men and women who have taken over the program more actively than me. I just coach, pretty much I'm semi-retired, and I enjoy coaching once or twice a week at the different guys' dojos. I find a lot of fulfillment in that, seeing them develop as coaches themselves. So coaching is important to me, and good teaching is important to me. One of the things I did a number of years ago was as a help to further coaching, further teach more people judo, jiu-jitsu, sambo, submission grappling, the things I'm interested in. I started writing books. And I've made one video so far. It was on Sambo with the help of Kirby Miner, who did a wonderful job in putting that together, producing that for me. Chris Heckedon helped me a lot in that, is doing a lot of techniques with me. That was about 20 years ago, 15 years ago, a number of years ago. I hit more here, and it was all brown then, so go figure. But that was just the one video. And Turtle Press, who has been a great publisher for me, published that as well, and they released that. So they still might be out there in the market. I know we had a few for sale at our Welcome Mat store. If you want to go to welcomematstore.com, we had some for sale. We're going to try to get some more and have them in stock. I'm out of them right now, but we'll try to get some more. But anyway, I've got a few books here that I want to introduce you to. If you're in the Kaizen program, we've already talked about them online, but for the rest of you, these are great tools, resources, not just because I wrote them. There are other fabulous books out on the market, many of them. I have a huge martial arts library. I'm a book collector. I love books. I'm an avid reader of a variety of subjects, mainly history, and guess what, martial arts, and coaching, and physiology, anatomy, things like that are very interesting to me, which all kind of tie into what we do in judo, sambo, jiu-jitsu. So let me show a few books we've got. If you are a coach, and if you're not a coach, you're interested in being a coach or getting more out of what you are doing as an athlete. Here's the first one. The first one I actually self-published myself because I wanted to learn the business. And I put this, if you can see this, I'm going to hide myself. There you go. I hope I got a good view of it here. Okay, Coaching on the Mat. There we go. Can you see it? And there we go. You can get this at our store. I'll try to get that. There we go. Coaching on the Mat. All right. That's up. Okay, that's what it looks like. There we go. That is on our Welcome Mat online store, or welcomematstore.com. I think we're selling that for $15 now. I can't recall right off, but it's very inexpensive. I self-published this quite a number of years ago to learn the business because I'm a firm believer that while writing is an art, publishing is a business. And if I, as a writer, don't write to publish, I'm a fool. I want to make it understandable and informational and still entertaining to you. Gene LaBella gave me some great advice a number of years ago before I started writing books and getting them published. He said, don't ever talk down to your audience. Don't assume your audience knows what you know. They're buying your book for a reason. They want to hear what you have to say. They want to read what you have to say. And I thought that was great advice. And he said, and he, I'm not sure if it was Gene or someone else gave me the advice of writing as an art, but publishing as a business. But I've held true to that. So here we have this great book, Coaching on the Mat. If you don't have it now, please, I would highly recommend it. Um, Another one, kind of Coaching on the Mat, written a number of years later, Coaching on the Mat with kind of beefed up, is Winning on the Mat. Ta-da, there we go. And this is primarily about judo. Like I said, judo, freestyle judo, and submission grappling. And there we have a great photo that was taken at one of our AAU um, either freestyle or regular rules judo nationals a number of years ago. It is a much larger book than, let me see, get it here, there we go. It's a much larger book than Coaching on the Mat. It is like Coaching on the Mat stepped up quite a few steps. Most of the photos in this book are from actual competitive judo. In fact, probably 90% of them are from actual competitive judo situations. And I always wanted a good book if you're going to talk about competitive judo, and that's what this book's about, competitive judo and freestyle judo, using the rules of freestyle judo as well, not just IJF judo. Okay, this book is about competitive judo. Judo is one of the best physical educations ever invented. That's the reason Jigoro Kano started judo, Kodokan Judo, in 1882. He didn't start it to become an Olympic sport, although he got it into the Olympics in his lifetime, and it finally became, after his death, an Olympic sport in 1964. But at any event, it is physical education first and foremost. That book, Winning on the Mat, is about one specific aspect about judo, winning on the mat in competitive judo. It talks a lot about good winning techniques of judo. The tactics, we talk defense, active, aggressive defense, the concept of kobuichi, which I want to have another video just on that concept of kobuichi, aggressive attack, defense, back and forth, chain grappling type thing. It's a very, very good book. I'm not saying this to brag. I've got a lot of great reviews from it, and I've got a lot of great comments from people I respect who really know judo and said, we love the book. We love the book. Another book that my friend John Saylor and I wrote, a very new one, came out earlier this year, is Vital Jujutsu. And it is our approach to Jiu-Jitsu. We do not do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. We do not do other forms like Kodenkan or Danzanryu Jiu-Jitsu, although I have studied that, I might add. That was, as a young man under Ken Regader, that was my main Jiu-Jitsu, was Kodenkan or Danzanryu Jiu-Jitsu. But John Saylor developed the Shingitai program, concept of training. He didn't develop it totally. It's an old Japanese concept. Again, Vital Judo. You can get this at our Welcome Mat store, www.welcomematstore.com. Again, shameless plug, but it's where you can get it quite quickly. I think it runs about $20-25. I'm not quite certain. We do have the price posted there on the store. But anyway, John started the Shingitai concept, made it very understandable to Western thought back in 1984-85. And we were good friends, and I was one of the first ones to jump on board, and a lot of people have jumped on board since with his style of training, his concept of training. It's not just jiu-jitsu. It is a concept we've used in Welcome Mat since the start. That's one of the reasons it sounded so good to me, Shin Gi Tai, that was Shin being developing a fighting heart, but being smart about it, knowing the rules, win, but that's a Shin, or the spirit. Gi is technical, functional, skill, real skill, not just aesthetically pretty, really work stuff, really good skill. Tai is the physical aspect of it, Shin Gi Tai, the fitness. And I always said I wanted myself and all my students to have good fighting heart, know the rules, you just tactically be very aware. If you're going to fight in a tournament, going to fight in a fight, win. Win. The reason of fighting is to win. It's not to look pretty, it's to win. The second one is gi. We always believed in a very functional approach to training and technical, adapt the technique to make it work for you. A phrase I got from Morris Allen, my Sombo coach. But nonetheless, That was a showing up, and the third one was show up in shape. I always call it show up in shape, but John took it even further. Be in such great shape, you just wear this guy out and beat him to death, and use your fitness as a tool, as a weapon. So Shingi Tai. So that Vital Jiu-Jitsu, great book. It explains what we're about, and I would recommend that highly. We do a lot. It's from primarily about grappling, but it's all phases of grappling. Another one of my favorite ones, all-time favorite to write, is Jujigatame Encyclopedia. And there we have the cover. Okay, I've got the hardback version here. You can get this from turtlepress.com or get it on Amazon. It runs, I don't know, they have different prices, depends on where you buy it. I've seen some on eBay as well. But it is, just proves that I have OCD. I mean, if we got it, we got it. I do. I am compulsive about, this was one of my favorite techniques for many years. It is a great arm lock. It is something that, well, the entire book is about Jujigatame. That's it. I have about 176 different variations of not just different aggressive ways to do it or offensive ways, but also defense. How to pry the arm free, lever it free. It's a very comprehensive, the most comprehensive book written on Jujigatame. That's all it's about. I think it's over 400 pages and about 1,000 or 1,500 photos of nothing but Jujigatame. So if you want to study Jujigatame, that's the book. It's one of my favorite books that I've ever written. It really is. I loved writing it. Another one that just came out is Sombo Encyclopedia. There we have the cover with Derek and Kelvin on it, two really great athletes and coaches in their own right, I might add. Again, Sombo Encyclopedia. You can get this from turtlepress.com, www.turtlepress.com, or you can get it on Amazon. I've been getting great reviews on it. It is, by the way, it's our first book, the very first book that Turtle published with all, if you can see them here, there you go, color photos. They're all color photos. I think we have, 1,219 color photos, nothing but color photos in this book. It is the most comprehensive book, certainly in the English language, written on Sambo. And I've had a number of people who are from the former Eastern Bloc countries, or Russian, or Bulgarian, Ukrainian, Latvian, have told me that even in the Russian language, this is a good book. There's not a lot out there like this Sambo Encyclopedia. It has all the facets of Sambo: throws, takedowns, transitions, arm locks, leg locks, hold downs, hold downs into submissions, the total package. And that's what Sambo is. Sambo, I became interested in it in 1976. Actually earlier, and I didn't find a coach until 1976 and got very active in it then. I started in judo and jujitsu, judo in 1965 and jujitsu in 1966. So I've been in this game a long time. But Sambo, I always thought the Sambo was kind of like meeting the new pretty girl, at the prom. The old girlfriend was really nice and reliable, like my judo was. But when I met Sambo, boy, that helped me. It changed a lot. And I've had a love affair with Sambo ever since, and along with the judo and jiu-jitsu. So these are some of the books that I've written. There are a lot of other books out there. I'm a big fan of Jeff Gleason. Any book you can get from Jeff Gleason, he's dead now. He was a British author, fabulous. He was a very good ninth dan in judo. One of the leading figures, a very innovative guy from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and till his death late in the 80s, I believe. I can't remember. I don't know when he died. I don't remember. Another one I would also recommend any of Don Drager's books. Don Drager was a kind of the opposite of Jeff Gleason, but he is the best historian, in my opinion, in martial arts. Now, there are many good ones. Don't get me wrong. I'm not putting anybody down, but certainly Don Drager's books form a cornerstone in my library, and Jeff Gleason stuff. So anything you get by those guys, get it. And we'll be doing some book reviews from time to time in this as well, because I enjoy reading and talking and educating others about what's in those books. So these are some of the many books I've had. I think I've had 17 books published, some unpublished that I've sold on my own, just smaller books. Where John and I are working on another book as I speak. We hope to get it out in 2016. We still have to talk with Turtle about negotiating a contract for that, but they've been great to us so far. Hopefully, we'll get that out through them at some point. But John and I are working on another book on something we find a lot of. I'll tease you on that one. It's a real cool subject. Okay. So, but anyway, that's what I've got so far. This is the first time I've done this video with my webcam. Um, Hopefully you'll get used to seeing my gray hair and bald head, and that's the way it is. And again, the backdrop is not beautiful, but it's my gym. This is my basement gym, and I enjoy working out. I pretty much live down here a lot because everybody has a man cave. This kind of is a man cave. I think it's a silly term, but if you see in the back, it kind of does look like a cave, but it's got a lot of good weight stuff in it. And when I'm not here, I'm trying to be on the mat or something else or writing. So anyway, thanks for putting up with my rambling on. I'm going to be sending more and more of these out. These will be the primary tool. I'll be talking about things in the Kaizen program. I may be doing less writing on it and more talking on the video like this because I think it's more off the cuff, and as things come to me, I can talk about them, and I can get feedback from you pretty well as well. So, and we are going to put this on our Welcome At YouTube channel, and we may even put this, I think, on our Freestyle Judo channel. We're going to have a whole segment on Freestyle Judo at some point in the future, and we'll be discussing that as well. And also, as like I said, Shingitai Jujutsu, or the Shingitai aspect of training that John Saylor advocates, that I'm totally on board with. I'm pretty much his right-hand man. A number of us are his right-hand men, but I'm one of them. So anyway, thanks for tuning in and listening and watching, and we'll have more of these from time to time. Don't know if it's a real regular schedule, but I will have them out. So I really appreciate it, and thanks a lot. I'm going to click off now, figure out how to do this.